this time we're staying in the same drawing, but we're gonna work on this area right here. Let's go ahead and zoom. It's nice and close. I can see it through, and I'll hit escape just to cancel any command. Now we'll work with offset and mirror. So this line right here, it separates these two rooms, it divides it, so but it's a single line, it doesn't represent a wall. So I'm gonna make it look like a wall by offset command by setting this line right here as a center line. So first I want to know what thicknesses this wall is. I already know, but I just want to show you. Okay, it's 138.5. Okay, let's go ahead and assume it's 140. Okay, so here is the offset command. It's in the modify, in the home modify panel. There, it's just like a thumbs up. Okay, there it is. Now it asks to specify offset distance. We said we want the thickness of the wall to be 140, so half of that is 70. Let's go ahead and put it. Okay, the object that I'm gonna select, it's gonna be like a center line for that wall, just like this red line right here. So here is my center line, and as I selected it, it highlights it. This is my center line, and as I put my cursor left or right, it shows what side is gonna make that offset. So first I'm gonna put it on the left, doesn't matter, and I'll just go ahead and do it again. 70, and I'll pick this one because that's what we made a deal to do it. So it didn't do it. Let's just go ahead and do it again. 70, enter, and okay, click. So here's my wall, but this is like a center line for me. Right now I'm not gonna delete it, but later we have to, because there's no such wall like this. Okay, I need this line as a center line for me for mirroring, because I just decided to move these two things on the other side. Okay, now we finished with the offset, and we're gonna mirror these two objects on the other side of the room, because these are offices, for example, of course, and I want to put them in here instead of copy and whatever. I'm just gonna mirror it. Okay, so first I'm gonna select them. There it is. I have two objects selected, and the mirror command, it's right here in the same tab, in the same panel. There it is. It looks like a mirror actually. So I'm gonna select it, and it wants me to specify first point of mirror line. I am not gonna do that because, as I said, I have this midline right here as my reference line, as a center line. So I'm gonna pick a point at the top of that center line, and as I click it, as you can see, it will hover over around that point. So I'll put it down just so I can make sure it's exactly opposite of my original objects. Okay, so I'm happy with these results, and I'm gonna click. Now it asks me, do you want to erase the source object, which are these two objects? No, I want them to be there, so no. So there it is. I have these, and now I'm gonna delete this. Select it and delete on my keyboard. Now the most important part is here. You see this? This is really not cool, and this is not right. So we need another tool. We have to trim this. So we have the trim object, or the trim command, and it's right there. As you can see, it's really weird, but it's all kind of stacked up in this panel right here in the modify panel. So there we go. Now it wants me to select the objects. I want this and this object. and then I'll press enter. Now it asks me to select the object to trim, but the new versions of AutoCAD, it's really smart, so it asks me to select which one do I want to trim. So obviously it's this one. There it is, and I'm gonna go there. I'm not gonna trim that way, no. Yeah, I wanted that to stay, sorry, but only this. So I'll hit escape. Now it's so much better. Now another thing I must do, I want to put a doorway right here between these two offices. The only way to do it is with the extend. It's like a friend with the trim. Okay, so here is extend. I'm gonna choose this wall as a reference. Press enter. Now it wants me to specify which object I want to extend. So according to this doorway, as I put my cursor on it, it will go right away to that object that I selected. So I'm gonna click, and now I'm gonna click with this one because that's what I want to select. Okay, I'm gonna press enter. That's all. Now I want to trim these lines because these are just like reference lines for me, just to put it right there. So I'm gonna go back to trim. I don't need to select any object, so I press enter. Now I can trim anything that I want. I'll go ahead and delete this one, this, and these two lines right here. Okay, as I press enter, it canceled the command. I would like to press escape a couple of times just to make sure. Now I'm gonna copy this door to this side. Okay, as I clicked on it, it highlights the whole door because it's a block, and I can copy it, or as we did before, as I clicked in here, or right click and do that and whatever. So let's go ahead and change that. Let's go ahead by copy, and I'll take it from this point. I'll put it right there and escape. That's it. It's really nice and it's very easy. You can try it, and whenever you're having trouble, just pause it and repeat that. If you're not, just comment below any question that you have.